Hello and welcome to Bird's PGL Week 9 battle against HipsterSalmon, coach of the Iowa Hawluchas. I am the coach of the New South Wailmers and I am on your left today. I also want to apologise that this is not a live com, so hopefully we don't forget to put it in the title that's the live com. But we are bringing Lead Greninja, something different. Carmine, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Ferrinium Z, Tapu Koko, Rocky Helmet, Mono Rest, Home Claws, Dragon Tail, because once that Mega Diancie goes down, I just like Dragon Tailing things. Choice Band Infernape, because he had a lot of defensive things like the Tentacruel on his team that he didn't end up bringing, but I thought, may as well be worth a gamble. Necrozma, like physically attacking Necrozma again, because he had a Malamar, so I wanted to X-Scissor it. And also, lastly on our team is our Mega Sizzle with the U-Turn, Bullet Punch, and Default. Alright, let's get into this game, as I lead off with my Greninja because it's Sash, and there's nothing really he can do to counterplay that. And I was like, let's just get up Spikes. He didn't bring any form of hazard removal, and if he leads with that Mega Diancie, we're clicking Surf and dropping the boy. There's no real counterplay to this, as he does lead with that Goodra. And I'm like, okay, this is like, I don't know, let's say Assault Vest. I've got a Toxic here, and it's free. But this Toxic will put this Goodra on a timer indefinitely, unless it's a Hydration set, and then it has Rain Dance as well, which I then think is a couple of waste of move slots. So this next turn, I decide, let's go for Spike here. Sack off Greninja. Greninja's done its job. It's poisoned this Goodra, and that's really what I wanted it to do. Tapu Koko has Ferrinium Z, so I can later, just bop it. As we do see the leftovers on the Goodra, which means that it cannot be Assault Vest, it cannot be that Spadef boosting. He gets a Flamethrower here, which I thought was a very interesting play, because it now allows me to get up a second layer of Spikes, as he just burned me, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then, it's like, leftovers, and Toxic. So I'm like, this is like a Goodra that's only at 50% by the time we've clicked Spikes. So we're going to get up a second layer. I wanted this second layer because I just wanted to help Tapu Koko sweep, because Tapu Koko is like the quote-unquote sweeper this week, as he goes for a Rain Dance, and I was like, oh, yeah, manual hydration, that's a thing. And he does cure itself of its poisoning, but, like, he's at, a little bit of damage, and I was like, so he's got Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, and then he also has the Rain Dance, which seems weird to me. So I was like, okay, I wonder what the fourth move is. We're getting a little bit of chunk of damage off as he goes for rest. I was like, oh dang, I should have spiked then, because that was going to be my better play. Because now I know that I can freely go out into my Tapu Koko and just start setting up Carmine, because he has revealed his moveset to me. He can't touch Tapu Koko, which is very weird considering Goodra both wants Earthquake and Sludge Wave. But that does put him in a predicament more and more, because Tapu Koko is going to come in here for free, and I'm just going to set up my Carmine with the GOAT, Randy, HLD Productions. And I'm like, ooh, better positions, better positions. And we're just slowly trying to get ourselves into those positions. So he gets to that Flamethrower, it does nothing, and I'm like, it's in the rain. Last summer, walking in the rain. There's no real reason for me to click Dazzling Gleam, so I click Carmine, and I'm like, okay, +2. Time to stop killing things. Let's see what this Azelf wants to do. It could be a Scarf Banded set. Oh no, sorry, it could be a Scarf Physical set, or it could be a Banded set. So I just click Dazzling Gleam this turn, as he outspeeds me, and I'm like, okay, this reveals to me that this is a Scarf Azelf. As we're cribbing that. And he goes into Raikou this turn, and I'm just like, oh sweet, this is shiny. Let's click Dazzling Gleam twice, and let's just kill something. Because this will put him in range of other things later on. Sorry, I clicked T-Bot, because I was like, T-Bot was stronger against the Azelf. I wish I did click Dazzling Gleam, because that means that Raikou would be dead. But then it's no fun, really, isn't it? So this next turn I'm clicking Dazzling Gleam, no real reason for me not to, as he does choose to go for the E-Speed. And I'm like, okay, right. I click Dazzling Gleam here, that's a dead Raikou. And this next turn he decides to bring out the Honchkrow, and it's a 50-50. Does he go for a Sucker Punch as we roost, or does he go for the Flanium Z +2 attack fairy move? I'm like, nah, let's click a roost, as he does click that Sucker Punch, which now reveals to me that Tapu Koko sort of wins, provided I get rid of that Hawlucha. Because once Hawlucha goes down, I'm in a really good spot. But I still don't know whether or not that Azelf is physically attacking yet. And that's something that is crucial to, like, my information. So I go for Dazzling Gleam here to pick up the Honchkrow. I don't know at this point in the battle he was just sacking ones because he knew that he sort of auto-lost to this set. But he goes in to make it Diancie, and we are going to take a big KO here outside of Electric Terrain with the Thunderbolt. The second spike did come in clutch. I wish I got 3 up. Just more so to keep putting things in range. And just constantly recycle that process. And once you take a 6-3 lead, it's sort of one of those things in the back of your mind. You're like, do I get way too cocky here, misplay my Wincon, and then his Wincon magically appears and goes, ah! So this next turn on the Azov, I'm going to go out here into my, I think I go into Drodigan, or I go into, yeah, I go into Drodigan because I want to chip. And Dragon Tail also means that if the Hawluchas was something like Electric Seed or something like that, I can just Dragon Tail it out. So we do take a rough skin damage off on it, and then we also get the Rocky Helmet, as he decides to make the switch out into the Slugmum. And at this stage, I'm like, okay, let's start chipping this Slugmum down with my other Pokemon. So I decided to go into the Necrozma here, because I just want to get Rocks up as well, just to start chipping that Azov down. In hindsight, I should just realistically went back into my Tapu Koko this turn, and started setting up the Carmine process and getting kills. However, I opt to go into my Necrozma because Necrozma can get up rocks here. It has the Photon Geyser. He's only doing about 60, so I'm like, oh sweet, I'll be sweet. But Bird and Damage Roll, so I get up my rocks here because there's no real reason not to. Then like this rocks damage will just help like whittle down that Azov a little bit more. So he does the first Dragon Pulse, and this does, you know, 74. I'm pretty sure. No, 84. Oh, that's what I miscalculated it. Didn't realize how high health I was. It was 84, and realistically, this next turn I should have pivoted down into my Tapu Koko, but I decided, well, like, the win is more imperative to me, rather than the differential. Then you just have that little mind and says, what if you miss out by 1 differential point? You're kicking yourself after this game, bird. I'm like, yep. Now I just go back into my Tapu Koko. I have the Electric Terrain up, and I'm going to try to stall my own Electric Terrain turns, because the the Dazzling Gleam will win it for me, and I don't want Hawlucha to come in for free, because I've just quote-unquote lost one of my best answers to Hawlucha, being the Max Necrozmas. Now the Gudra here is just set up water. I don't know why he hasn't switched down, and I think it comes down to more so like he doesn't really have anything in the back, so he does get that flamethrower damage off, and I'm like, let's roost. And this is where Tapu Koko really starts coming in clutch, because I'm at +1, and I'm sort of like, okay, I'm in the driver's seat for this. I want to get to +2, and just start slowly going death, because there's no real like counterplay to this. He does it like he can't put me in a position where I'm like, this is such a bad positioning because of the way that the flamethrower happens. And then you're like, okay, what else is there to do? Like, we're just gonna, it's a bit stally, so Aaron, speed this up in the editing process, my son. Speed it up. And, you know, we're getting to a stage now where we're just like, okay, once this Electric Terrain turns run out, we're just going to click, you know, Z Ferinium Z, which we do this turn, just to start dropping things. Because there's no real downside to this. It's like, ooh. Ferinium Z. Please do your thing. Look at this, Tapu Koko. Randy's doing a little dance. He's like, ah! He goes into the Azov, and I'm like, ah! Another turn to click. Dazzling Gleam. And it's like, ooh, I wonder what's last. He goes into this Hawlucha. I'm like, I crave this. This is GG. Tapu Koko with the 6 kills. And we win.